All right, so it can be daunting asking really anybody to be on camera, much less your customers. You don't want to spoil their relationship or make things awkward in any way. But what we found is that almost every company has customers that are willing to be advocates and tell your story. And so in this video, I'm going to show you 3 techniques to increase your odds of getting your customers to say yes and really catch the vision that you see, but also create truly memorable testimonial videos. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to Film School for Marketers. I'm Zach. And today almost every website has some sort of like reviews or testimonials. And the thing is that if everybody's got them on their website, what do they actually mean to the prospective customer? Are they really that valuable? Well, in my opinion, probably not. And this is the beautiful thing, and this is where video comes into play. If our prospective customers can see and hear our raving customers tell their story from their own words, what kind of trust could that generate? And this is likely something that you don't see very often. Your competitors are likely not doing this already. And so this is a huge opportunity for you, and I'm gonna give you 3 tips that you can make this really, really good, all right? And so the first tip is that you need to show them, why did you pick them? What is it about them and their story that's so valuable to you? You likely will see the story from the outside, but they might not know that story even exists. And so you might have to get to the bottom of this and really tell them about how successful they were with your product or service. One quick way to do this is just to say, hey, look, we're looking for more customers like you who get the most out of our products. Would you be willing to tell your story or sit down and just talk to me about your experience with us? They're gonna be much more willing to be an active participant if they think that they're valued and that their story is something special. And if they truly are a customer who's had great success, they probably are already willing to tell people about it because they're so happy with you. And so that leads us into our second point, which is do all of the heavy lifting. The easier something is to do, the more likely people are to do it. So we're gonna make this extremely easy for our customers. And here's how we're gonna do that. Before you even approach them with the idea of doing this, you need to do a little bit of work. Write down a loose kind of storyboard of, this is how I see this video kind of looking, and here's what we might be able to say and highlight your story really well. What do you think about that? Now, here's what you've done. You've shown them, first of all, the story and what you were thinking and the success that you think you might be able to talk about with them. But you've also shown that you're gonna be the one doing all of the hard work. It's not gonna take much time from them. They can just show up, be their best self, and produce a really great video. And that's exciting. And so just make sure that they know it's not gonna require much out of them. And then the third thing, and this is more about producing that really great content, is that you're gonna offer to interview them. These videos work best, not when you just throw someone on camera and say, okay, go, tell your story. That's not normal. Most people aren't used to doing that. What they are used to doing is talking to people. And so eliminate some of the pressure, first of all, by sitting next to the camera and having this conversation with them. That way they don't have to look straight into the eyes of the camera, which is really hard for a lot of people. But also, they don't really have to think too much about what they're gonna say. They just rely on you to ask the questions. And now here is an important thing about the way that you ask the questions as well. When you sit down and you're writing out your interview questions or what you're going to be asking, instead of starting with the question, start with the answer. So, for instance, you might go, we really want to talk about how this customer was able to save a lot of time and energy when they used our product or service. Now you've got the kind of answer you'd like to hear. You want to hear something like, oh, it saved a lot of time and it had this type of impact on my business. So now you can write your questions back from that. Tell me about a scenario when we've saved you time. What sort of impact did that have in your business? Now you can start to get the answers that you need to create that really cohesive and emotional type of response. And always dig deeper, always look for that, what is the true story there? If you save them time and energy, well, they were able to use that time and energy somewhere else, right? If you saved them money, they were able to use that money somewhere else. And so think about what the outcome was, and that's really the story that you want to tell. At the end of the day, the most important thing about these testimonials is actually not the production value. In the way that video marketing is going, people care more about those stories and that human-to-human connection and less about the production value. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up below. We really appreciate those. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to this channel because we're putting content up like this every single week. And I'm glad we were able to spend some time together today. I hope I was helpful. And until I see you next time, keep learning.